On a humid afternoon in western India, the basalt cliffs of the Charanandri Hills seem to shimmer under the sun, their dark faces unbroken, until you notice something impossible. There, carved directly into the living rock, is a gateway large enough for giants. The shadows inside seem deeper than they should be, almost inviting you in, or warning you to stay away. You take a step closer, and the cool breath of the stone swallows the heat from your skin. The sound of the outside world fades, replaced by a stillness so profound you can almost hear the heartbeat of the mountain itself. This is Ellora. Not a single temple, not a mere cave, but an entire city of sacred spaces carved by human hands into sheer rock over more than 1,000 years. Some call it the greatest rock-cut monument complex in the world. Others call it a miracle of devotion and engineering. But for those who walk its silent halls, Ellora feels less like a man-made creation, and more like the mountain chose to reveal itself in this form. To understand its wonder, you must first picture the scale. Stretching over 2 kilometers, Ellora consists of 34 major caves, each a cathedral of stone, hewn from the cliff with a precision that borders on the supernatural. There is no mortar, no assembly of blocks. The temples are carved downward and inward from the living rock itself. Imagine beginning with a flat cliff face and removing everything that was not a temple. Every column, every sculpture, every chamber is exactly where it needed to be, without a single stone placed by hand. The story of Ellora is not the work of one culture or even one religion. It is a tapestry woven by centuries. On its southern end stand the Buddhist caves dating back to around the 6th century. Serene halls where seated Buddhas watch over long rows of carved monks, their faces worn smooth by centuries of touch and time. To the north, Jain temples display intricate carvings of celestial beings and deities, their walls alive with detail as delicate as lace. And at the heart of Ellora, dominating the complex both in size and legend, stands the Kailasa Temple, an architectural marvel dedicated to Lord Shiva, cut from a single massive rock and designed to represent Mount Kailash, the god's mythical abode. The Kailasa Temple alone would be enough to place Ellora among the wonders of the world. Carved in the 8th century under the Rashtrakuta dynasty, it is believed to have required the removal of more than 200,000 tons of rock. And here's the detail that has baffled historians for generations. The temple wasn't carved from front to back or from the base upward. It was carved from the top down. Craftsmen began at the summit of the imagined temple and worked their way down, cutting away everything that wasn't needed, revealing pillared halls, towering shrines, and sculpted panels in the process. To stand before it is to feel dwarfed, not just by size, but by the sheer audacity of its creation. Legends tell of a queen who prayed for Lord Shiva's health, vowing to build a temple to him if her wishes were granted, and promising it would be finished within a week. Her architect, realizing the enormity of the task, proposed a radical solution. Carve from the top down so that the spire could be completed first, fulfilling her vow. Whether the story is fact or poetic myth, the Kailasa Temple stands as proof of an idea carried out on a scale so vast that even today, archaeologists struggle to explain how it was accomplished with the tools of the time. Step inside, and the air cools further, the light dimming as stone corridors open into sanctuaries alive with sculpture. Gods and goddesses emerge from the walls, their forms so fluid they seem caught mid-motion. Elephants, carved life-sized, appear to bear the weight of entire temple walls on their backs. Above you, ceilings ripple with patterns, mandalas, and sacred symbols, every detail chiseled by hands that must have known the stone as intimately as their own skin. But Ellora is more than a marvel of craftsmanship. It is a meeting place of faiths. Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains worked here across centuries, sometimes side by side. Imagine that. In an age often marked by conflict, here was a place where artisans of different beliefs carved their devotion into the same rock, leaving behind a testament to coexistence. You can walk from a serene Buddhist monastery to a Hindu shrine blazing with energy, and then into a Jain hall filled with quiet grace, all within minutes. And yet, for all its grandeur, Ellora holds mysteries that have never been fully answered. How did ancient builders achieve such precision without modern surveying equipment? How did they remove so much rock so quickly? shaping it into art without mistakes that would have ruined the entire work. If you cut too deep, if you miscalculated a column's placement, there was no undoing it. The stone was unforgiving. Some researchers point to an extraordinary mastery of measurement, geometry, and planning, suggesting that generations of architects may have passed down secret knowledge. Others raise the possibility of techniques now lost, methods of softening or fracturing rock that would have made such work faster. A few, standing at the foot of the Kailasa Temple, go further still, wondering whether the builders of Ellora possess some form of technology we can no longer imagine. Theories abound. Mainstream historians credit centuries of patient labor, the work of thousands of artisans and laborers, and the unshakable will of kings who saw in Ellora not just a temple complex, but a statement of divine power on earth. More speculative minds point to ancient advanced civilizations, perhaps even lost cultures whose influence rippled across the ancient world before vanishing into myth. The symmetry, the massive scale, the impossibility of correcting errors in top-down construction, all fuel the fire of speculation. And then there is the question of sound. Visitors sometimes remark on the acoustics of certain chambers, where a single note sung or struck will linger, wrapping around you as though the temple itself is humming in response. Was this a coincidence of carving or a deliberate design to enhance ritual chants and prayers? In places of devotion, sound is more than noise. It is vibration, energy, and perhaps even a pathway to transcendence. As you wander through Ellora, you notice how the sunlight filters in at certain angles, striking specific carvings or illuminating the sanctum in ways that feel intentional. Could the temples have been aligned with astronomical events, solstices, or equinoxes? Some researchers believe so, seeing in the layout of certain caves a cosmic calendar, one that tied human ritual to the rhythms of the universe. Centuries passed, dynasties rose and fell, and Ellora's construction ceased. The temples weathered the elements, invasions, and the slow erosion of time. By the time European travelers reached the site, Ellora was no longer a living center of worship in its entirety. Though some shrines remained active, the complex as a whole had become a monument to the past. Artists, poets, and scholars who visited were stunned into reverent silence. The great Kailasa Temple in particular was compared to the wonders of Egypt and Rome, but with an intimacy those stone empires often lacked. Today, Ellora is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing visitors from around the world. Tourists stand shoulder to shoulder with pilgrims who have come to offer prayers, each person bringing their own sense of wonder to the space. Guides point out the stories etched into the walls, scenes from the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Jataka tales, frozen mid-narrative in stone. Children run their hands along the cool, carved surfaces, their laughter echoing through chambers where monks once meditated in silence. But to truly feel Ellora, you must step away from the crowd. Find a corner where the sunlight barely reaches, where the air is heavy and the sound of your own breath feels amplified. Touch the wall and feel the grain of the basalt, remembering that it was once part of a mountain untouched by human hands. Somewhere in this moment, the distance between you and the ancient artisans collapses. You are both here, separated by centuries, yet connected by the same act of wonder. Ellora is a place that refuses to be fully understood. Its stones are both history and mystery, faith and engineering, devotion and ambition. It stands as proof of what humans can achieve, and as a reminder that some achievements are meant to inspire awe more than explanation. Thank you for walking these silent halls with me. I wonder, if you could step back in time and ask the master builders of Ellora one question, knowing they might answer, what would you ask? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive.